5'7", my current height. 350, my current weight. 180, the number of pounds I will lose on the ranch. 30, my current age. 10, the number of years I've been vegetarian. 9, the number of minutes left before you will decide I'm the next Biggest Loser contestant. 2, my children who look up to me as a role model. 1, the number of lives I have to live, and without your help, I fear that number quickly becomes 0. Well, obviously someone like me of my size gets the way they are because of their love for food, and I do love food. And even though, as I mentioned before, I am a vegetarian and have been one for 10 years, and just because I've eliminated all meat from my diet does not mean I don't fall prey to cheese and bread and sugar and all those wonderful tasty treats. In fact, my favorite food is pizza. I mean, I love pizza. My big meal, generally when Lisa's gone and I'm by myself and no one sees me eat, I'll grab 2 medium pizzas from Domino's and a 2-liter Coke. And I'll finish that within one sitting. And that's a huge amount of food. And I love mac and cheese. There's just something about how creamy and amazing mac and cheese is. And as far as his desserts go, my entire childhood my mom baked. So there were always an endless supply of cupcakes and cookies and pies and all sorts of wonderful sugary things to eat. So I've always partaken of them.
Up at the skyline, at the mortar blocking glass.
And as I started to grow, I really started to grow. I mean, I was in the 200s by middle school, definitely way into the 300s by high school. But when I look back, Mom has pictures of me when I was 3 or 4 years old and I was of healthy weight. And I can distinctly remember when that changed because my mom's a beautician and she had a soda machine put in her shop. And the instant that machine was turned on, I believe I became a con man, or actually you could call me a con kid, because I was in there every day manipulating those customers for just a few quarters. That's all it took. But from that day, that addition to soda, it just triggered that appetite, and then before I knew it, I was already the size of 2 people. You know, and being the kid in middle school and fat kid in high school, that's not any fun. Because no matter how strong you are and solid you are, the apprehension of just going into school and waiting, finding out who's going to make that first comment or joke, it wears you down. So the best thing I could do was to beat them to the punch. You know, I would come in, and when I even thought someone was going to make a comment, I would beat them to that, and I would go ahead and make fun of myself. I mean, some of my best lines were singing Eat It from Weird Al. You know, have some more chicken, have some more punch. It doesn't matter if it's baked or fried. You know, or the voice of Eric Cartman. You know, hey guys, I'm at you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those are things that I had to do just to cope. And coping with that sort of led me to drama, and then ultimately allowed me to find a true passion that I continued with music.
And check out the reflections in my eyes.
I fell in love with the expressiveness of music. Just the ability to take all those emotions inside and force them out and have others experience that was just an amazing thing. And I was so excited to go to college because I finally thought that I could find a place where my weight wouldn't limit me, that it was all about expression and aesthetic. But by the time I graduated, I realized that wasn't the case. I still remember distinctly the day after one of my conducting performances. I was so excited. I ran into my conducting instructor's office and I said, "How did it go? What did you think?" And I'll never forget it. He just looked at me with his head tilted. He said, "You know, Hill, you're just too large on the podium." Too large. It was only after graduating that I really took a long, hard look at what he was saying and the truthfulness of what he said, and realized that, you know what? My body wouldn't allow me to stand up for 15 minutes and play trumpet. I couldn't catch my wind. My body didn't have the endurance to do an hour-long symphonic performance. I couldn't do it. No matter how much I loved music, my body would not allow me to fulfill my passion.
We're laughing at my helmet hat.
And I was devastated when I lost music. Truly devastated, because when you find something that you're so passionate about and you love so much, it is really hard to admit that you are the only one at fault because you lost it. And after I got over that, I realized that I didn't want any other students to have to go through what I went through. I wanted to be able to provide a haven, a foundation for them. And because of that, I went to get my master's in counseling and human development. And soon after, I got a job as an academic advisor at Winston-Salem State University. Well, this is my office. This is where I make magic happen in the life of all the students here at Winston-Salem State University. This is where I come in the morning at 8 o'clock and leave at 5, 6, 7, whenever I'm done. If you look at my office, you'll see that this is definitely my personality. Everything here is what I like to play with, what I like to display, from my potato heads to my lightsabers, because I am, of course, the biggest nerd ever, to my pictures of my family. And, of course, this is the desk. This is where I make dreams come true, I guess. But unfortunately, this is where I also sit from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I don't generally get up. I'm usually here with students from the time I come in to the time I leave.
I got my philosophy. Keeps my feet on the ground.
And here I am with my sister-in-law Doris and her boyfriend Brad, who live very close.
Hi, I'm Doris.
Hello, I'm Brad.
Go, Sammy!
Here I am with my wonderful family. I wanted to first introduce my son Lucas. Come on, buddy. This is Lucas. He's full of life and extra energetic. And this is my wonderful wife, Lisa.
Slightly less energetic.
That's true. And if you can't tell, on July 14th, we're going to have a little girl. So we're going to say hello to little girl Hill. We all have our individual names picked out, and we're fighting back that. And I'm sure somebody's going to win. And of course, the whole reason I'm starting this journey, and I need to be at the ranch, is my family. Of course, it all started with meeting my wife in college. And man, she's so beautiful and so positive and so optimistic. How in the world she even noticed me, I have no idea. But it truly was a gift from God. And to have such an amazing little boy who just turned 3 years old, and this daughter that will be born in July. I mean, it's such an amazing feeling that almost just makes me burst with happiness. And then at the same time, I keep looking over my shoulder and I see this dark cloud over the horizon, and I still remember this picture. And anyone else that looks at it will think it's such an amazing father-son moment. It was on his 3rd birthday, and he was painting on his easel when we got him. And he was painting and he was having so much fun. And he said, Daddy, come paint. And of course, at that point in time, I'd been up, my back hurt, I couldn't stand. So I grabbed a stool and I sat there and I was painting. And he stopped what he was doing and grabbed his little chair. You know what he sat next to me. And I knew from that point, I was already starting. And I keep thinking about this new life that's going to come to be in July. This little amazing girl that's going to be born. And I get so excited. And we've talked about the probability of me not being here with the baby's born if I'm chosen to come to the ranch. And we know that. But you know what? As hard as that is, to continue like this is even more difficult. Because I'm not the man they need. I don't deserve them. And I need to come back from the ranch, the man that can step up and do the right things, that can help out. I need to be the husband and father they deserve. I do. And of course, all this puts stress on my relationship with Lisa, because all this guilt keeps jumping on my back and it stresses me out, and I pull away from her and I pull away from Lucas. I've got to change something. I can't be absent from my family. I can't do it anymore. I love them too much. I mean, I can't even lay next to my wife. I just have to reach out and touch her fingers when I sleep. I beg you, I implore, I beg, I plead, do whatever it takes to at least get the opportunity to come there and meet with you one-on-one and show you why I need to be on the ranch. Just give me the chance to earn my life back.
Please tell my daddy get happy.